Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Channel Wisdom Circle. I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Divine Mother, and I am always here to bring you truth. Thank you so much for everybody for joining. We're going to get into it today, talking about several things that the Cosmic Collective Consciousness wants to discuss today. As you know, in the Channel Wisdom Circle, I channel the Cosmic Collective Consciousness, which are a stream of which are a collective of multiple streams of consciousness that specifically come through me. And each one of those streams, well, not each one, but some of those streams also come through uh, the light guardians as well. So when they're also channeling some of those streams that make up the cosmic collective consciousness. So that's always interesting as well. But so today, what they want to talk about is I almost said light guardians. They want to talk about light guardians, but they want to talk about soul contracts and spirit guides. Okay. And what they have to say about both of those together. Okay. So, first of all, soul contracts, for those of you who are not familiar with what a soul contract is a it's an energetic contract that is made, or an agreement really, that is made between you and another being or entity or another part of the collective energy that agrees to play a role in this lifetime, in your lifetime. And so soul contracts, when it comes to your lifetime, is, two people, because we're not really human, right? We're in human bodies, but that's why I put people in quotes. Two people agree to have a certain experience together. And understand that soul contracts are always symbiotic. So even when you feel like a relationship is one sided, you may feel like it's one sided, it's never one sided. You may have one sided effort, but the actual effects of what both of you are getting from that relationship is never one sided, because we're always getting something out of every relationship that we have. And most of that is contracted. Most of that is already predetermined and agreed to ahead of time. Now, soul contracts, you do not have to meet every soul contract. You don't have to keep your end of the deal for every soul contract. And sometimes we don't. Sometimes we end a contract or relationship sooner than it's supposed to end. And I'm not just referring to romantic relationships, I'm also referring to just familial relationships, friendships, co-working relationships, partnerships, whatever it is, every kind of relationship you can think of. Frenemies, those are those are also those are also soul contracts. So some soul contracts bring us a positive experience, what we consider positive, and other soul contracts may bring us what we consider a negative experience. But all of those things end up giving us something, whether we like it or not. And I know most of the time, especially when we consider it negative, we don't like it. And that's why we consider it negative. Know that everything just is. Okay. So, we're going to talk about positive soul contracts today. Well, we're going to talk about both, actually, positive and negative soul contracts, and how that um, really proves to you that you always have everything you need. Okay. You literally always have everything you need in the form of everything inside of you, but also everything around you. And I've said this multiple times before about you simply needing to see, you simply needing to um, be open to all of the assistance that's available to you. So some of that assistance comes in a form that you may not like. Some of that assistance is someone coming in a form of a mirror. Okay. Sometimes our soul contracts, we may have a soul contract with someone who is there to be agitated. Like, they're not there to just be like easy and fun. They're there to agitate us, to force us to look in the mirror. If we choose that path, we can always choose the path, because again, we do have free will. So we can choose to take a lesson or not take a lesson. We could choose to point the finger out here or look in here. We can always do that, but that is completely up to us. So when you have a soul contract, um, whenever you need something, I'll just put it this way: whenever you need something in life, and we're always needing something as we're moving through life, we always, are looking for something, right? So as we are moving through life in our goals and our dreams and our day to day and all of those things, everything you need is always there, is always present. And exactly at the time you need it, it shows up. And I'm sure you can feel that and know that just by looking at your history. Every time you're like, oh my God, this isn't going to happen. I don't know how this is going to happen. And then boom, something shows up and there it is. There it is. That's for two reasons. Well, many reasons actually. One is soul contracts. Okay. Two is your own manifestation. Three are spirit guides, and that's why they also want to talk about spirit guides today. So there's many other reasons, but they just want to focus on spirit guides today and soul contracts. So let's talk about spirit guides. What are spirit guides? Spirit guides are what a lot of people consider guardian angels in some faiths and things like that. But spirit guides are basically spirits that are here to guide you, to help you. One thing that people get very confused about spirit guides is they think spirit guides are supposed to be their protectors. Spirit guides have one role, and that is to guide you, that is to help you. That is not necessarily um, a protective role, because some things that you would consider protection is actually not really helping you, right? You want to keep all negativity away, you want to keep all this away, but some of that negativity, I put that in air quotes, is exactly what you need right now to show you a mirror in order for you to get your shit together. Okay, message. Hold on. Message. so don't think of spirit guides as protectors. They are there to hold you, and they do have a very nurturing type of presence, and they are very helpful, and they're guides and all of those things, but don't think of them as necessary like, warrior protectors, because that's not really their role. And what you can have other things that are their role, ancestors, you can have other things that you work with that are doing that, energies and so on and so forth, but specifically spirit guides, they are there to guide you, and they're always there giving you information. A lot of times what we think is our intuition is coming from our spirit guides. So our intuition encompasses a lot of different things. Your intuition encompasses your higher self, your soul knowing, which knows everything. It also comes from your spirit guides. Whether you believe in them or not, whether you work with them or not, they're still there and they're still guiding you. They're tapped in to your crown chakra. Information comes into your crown chakra, gets interpreted by your third eye, then signals go to your brain, and boom, you get the thought. That's how it happens. So they're always there feeding you and guiding you. And if you're not listening, then you suffer more. And that's what we also talk about in the book of Rashida and Mystic Temple, is how suffering is a choice, and how to limit human suffering is simply listening. Part of that listening comes from your spirit guides. Or part of the information that you have to listen to comes from your spirit guides. Okay. And Mickey said, some of them have a great sense of humor. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So let's talk about what they are, though. So spirit guides are a mixture of different kinds of beings. You can have spirits of the dead, so souls that have passed on, that have now decided and contracted to come and guide you. And a lot of times they do those things in between incarnations. And I'm a medium, so I talk to dead people all the time. I see spirits. I also do interdimensional travel. I communicate, like I've said before, I have a rare ability to be able to communicate directly with someone's soul, not outside the body, but inside the body while they're still living. I can literally have a conversation with the soul, not the spirit, but the soul itself. And so I see all this and I know all this. This is how I know all this. But so usually that happens in between incarnations, where they'll say, okay, you know what, I'm not going to incarnate right now. I've contracted to go um, and be a spirit guide for this person. And by the way, just side note, I don't want to confuse people, but side note, because I like to be very accurate with my words. That's my Virgo. But side note, souls can incarnate into more than one life at a time, and they can be doing more than one thing at a time. Like they could be a spirit guide for this person and a spirit guide for this person at the same time. So it's not that they can only do one thing at a time. That has nothing to do with the conversation, but it's just my Virgo. I needed to say that because this is what happens. But anyway, so when you have when you have a soul that has contracted to be a spirit guide, that is what the type of guide that is. Okay, and some of those will have some interesting personalities and stuff like that. Sometimes it's the spirit that becomes the spirit guide instead of the soul. There's a difference there. The spirit maintains personality. The soul is just a being of light, and it may appear however it has contracted to appear to you. So it can morph, it can shapeshift into whatever it needs to, whatever role it needs to play for you in that time. And then you also have ancestors that can also become spirit guides because they're in that same category of spirits of the dead that are now, or souls that are now contracted to actually guide you in life and based on what it is that you need to go through. And then you also have higher level beings that are not that. And really, there's so again, my Virgo wants to go off on tangents. I'm not going to let it right now, but there's a whole lot of caveats and detail to this stuff. But like I always say, join Mystic University if you want the full of everything, because I leave nothing on the table. I give it all at mysticuniversity.net. Plug. But so when you have spirit, when you have the higher level beings, okay, so meaning like angelic beings, meaning also beings of other, and I say higher level, and it's not always necessarily higher level, but we see them as higher level, and that's the only reason why I'm using those terms so that you can understand. But their vibrations are very, very different. So everything has an energy signature, and when I'm healing people or looking into people's spirit guides, speaking to spirit guides and stuff like that, I can always tell where the spirit guide is from because they have very different energy signatures. And so definitely the energy signature of something that is more like angelic, and it's not always like what you think of as the angels that we all know, but there's a lot of other type of beings that are of that same class that are not necessarily angels that everyone works with, like the archangels or any of the saints or stuff like that. But they are very, very, their vibration is very, very high. And the only way I can describe it is angelic, just because of the vibration and just the frequency that they give. But then there are other interdimensional beings as well that also become spirit guides. So you have a whole lot, and they have a whole nother different kind of energy and frequency, and it's very, very interesting. And they bring with them a whole different set of tools and knowledge and insight and guidance. And I definitely have a whole bunch of them as my guides. And also, by the way, the guides don't stay the same all the time. So just because you have a certain set of spirit guides right now, like the ones I'm talking about that I have right now that are interdimensional, like most of mine are interdimensional at this point, not even ever like incarnate. They don't normally incarnate here. They're not that kind of being. They're from other dimensions. Most of mine right now are that way, but that wasn't always the case. Up until just actually, they just came last year. So so prior to that, I always had some kind of interdimensional beings present within my spirit guide family, but not all of them were interdimensional. So you have some that come and go because they're contracted for a period of time or until that what we call divine timing, until they're no longer needed. They have contracted to be with you during this particular period and to give you this guidance and so on and so forth, and to be able to help you move through this or whatever. And then when their contract is done, they're out. And I have had, because I'm very in tune, and this is another reason why I always tell you guys to uh, really know what's going on inside of you and be in tune with your soul and your spirit, because when you're in tune, then you recognize when they're coming and going. I always know when new ones have come, when old ones have left. I've had some actually say goodbye to me before they left. Most of them don't say goodbye before they leave, but I've had some that actually come to me and tell me they're leaving and why they're leaving. And one left. One story time. One left one time because I wasn't doing what she was telling me to do. This is a long time ago. And she literally came to me and had a whole conversation. I slipped into a vision because this is what happens. I just kind of go into a trance while I'm minding my own business, and I just go into a trance. And then all the stuff starts happening. These communications start happening and wherever I am. So she starts talking to me and telling me about how why she's leaving, and because I haven't been listening, and unfortunately this is how it's going to go, and she has to go. And then we had a whole goodbye and everything, and that came out of it. I was like, oh damn. So, and then she was gone. She wasn't there anymore. But that is what happens, and that was the only time that happened because I started listening after that. I was being stubborn in the moment. Okay, it's a long time ago. All right, so let me read a comment. CC said, "Do these spirit guides have human traits?" Do they get fed up with us? Yeah, like she got fed up with me. It wasn't necessarily a fed up. I wouldn't call it a human trait. It was more like, hey, I did what I could do and you're not listening, so I'm out. Kind of thing. And because she wanted me to know why she was leaving, because she could have just left. She didn't have to tell me that. She wanted me to know why she was leaving. And I say she because really this spirit wasn't a male or female, but she was presenting as female because that's the role she was playing. Again, there's roles that they decide to play. It was a soul that was playing a role, and so she appeared as female and so on and so forth. But yes, I wouldn't say human traits. If it's a spirit, not a soul, then they will have human traits because the spirit is the encapsulation of who a person was in an incarnation. It's really the energy imprint of an incarnation, is what a spirit is. And so like when you have like haunted houses and stuff like that, those are imprints of if it's haunted, because you'd be haunted by a lot of different things, but if it's haunted by a human spirit, it's an imprint of a person's incarnation. So the soul could be on and the spirit could still be here roaming around wreaking havoc. So there's a whole lot of things. And again, I know all this stuff because I see it. I also do removals from people's homes and stuff like that. I don't do all the stuff on a regular basis. I used to do it more, but like I've done a lot of crazy poltergeist type stuff, removing things, and I see all kinds of crazy stuff. So through and mediumship was actually one of my first gifts that because I've been a medium since as long as I can remember. I've always been able to see spirits and speak to spirits since I was a child, and then healing came and then everything else after that. So mediumship is like dear to my heart, and I just know so much about the spirit world, not from reading books or anything else, just from literally experiencing and exploring. And I'm a person who has a lot of curiosity in these things, and because I'm a life path number 7, the truth seeker, and I'm also a Virgo, analytical, and I also love knowledge and I love to learn. So this is just something that I've always been into. But it's very interesting how all this stuff happens. So what they want to get across to you today, I needed to first explain all that stuff to you so you understand what they are. But know that all of these soul contracts, all of these spirit guide contracts as well, are there for you to help you. And so as you are going through uh, negative things in your life, hard times or good times, and you need that next thing, you need something, they're always there to actually put something on your path as well. Not only are your spirit guides there to guide you, they're there to guide you and help you. Part of that help is also putting things on your path right there and directing you towards those things. Because like I said, a lot of times we think that something is just a random thought, or just our intuition. I put that in air quotes because intuition, like I said earlier, is mixed of many things. It's not just your third eye telling you something. It is your third eye, but where is it coming from? Where is it coming from before it gets to your third eye? Again, it goes through your crown to your third eye. But what's coming in through the crown? Your information from your higher self, your spirit guides, your soul, your ancestors. You have a whole bunch of what I call guiding forces collectively that are guiding you. You have a whole team with you. So if you ever feel alone in this world, like you don't have help, and no one cares and so on and so forth, that is a lie that you're telling yourself. Know that. That is a complete lie, because you have a whole entire spirit team with you, and part of that spirit team is within you. Okay? Part of that spirit team is around you. Your spirit guides are connected to you and travel with you everywhere. So that's one of the ways that I can tell the difference between people who like do a lot of ancestral work, they'll have a lot of ancestors around them and I can see them, but I'll know that I can see the difference between the ancestors that are just there that you work with versus your actual assigned spirit guides, because there's a difference between that. So your assigned spirit guides are actually attached to you by cords, very, very thick cords, very divine, powerful cords. So when you work with your spirit guides, they're first of all, they're with you all the time. You don't have to call upon them. They're literally with you all the time, and they're there to help you. So like right as you are going through your maze of life, and life is a maze, as you are going through your maze of life, Your spirit guides are there waiting. Okay, let me drop this on you right there. Right there at this juncture, let me put this to you. Let me point you in this direction, because your spirit guides also work with the soul contracts for the human beings that are here on in your lifetime with you. So it's a work in tandem, which is why the Cosmic Collective Consciousness wanted to talk about both of those together today. Know that they work in tandem. So I'll just give you an example. You're going down your path, and you're supposed to be, what you have in your path in the future is some major thing you're supposed to start that's going to impact something. Who knows? One of those things. But you're going down your path, and how do you get to that point where you end up starting this major thing, and so on and so forth? Well, maybe the your spirit guides first guide you towards this direction. Okay, that they know this thing is going to be right there. Then that thing is going to lead you to this person that you are already contracted with, that's supposed to give you the idea, give you the opportunity, and so on and so forth. And then you keep going through the path, and then more things are dropped for you with by your guides, and you're guided in the right direction with your guides. And then more people you have contracts with on that road that the guide led you on. So I hope that all makes sense. But I'm speaking very fast because this is how they're giving it to me right now. But this is how things work, and this is how everything works together. So it is important that you keep your contracts. When you feel guided towards something strongly, there's a reason why you're feeling guided towards that. The thing, whatever it is that you want so badly, I guarantee you is down the road you're being guided to. I guarantee you, even if it feels wrong, even if it feels scary, it's not going to feel wrong, but it may feel scary. It may feel like maybe it doesn't make logical sense. Go down the road, okay? Go down the road. There have been many, many roads that I've gone down that did not make logical sense, okay, to everything that is going on, like not logical sense. But I went down the road anyway. And where did it lead me? To glorious things. It led me here. I wouldn't be here if I didn't go down some roads that didn't make sense at the time. Logical sense, where I had to give up something in order to go down this road. And why am I giving up this great thing to go down this road that I don't know what's down that road? But why did I do it? Because I have faith and trust in my path and myself. And that's important for you to have, is faith and trust in your path and yourself and your spirit guides. Understand that they are there. If you start to tap into them, all you have to do is tap in. Again, you don't have to call them to you. They're already there. They're chilling right around you right now. And you may have, most of the time, I've not never, I've seen one person only have one spirit guide, but usually you have multiple spirit guides. You may have a whole entire army around you. So they're literally behind you. And all you have to do is tune in, bring your awareness behind you, and just communicate. And that's it. And then allow the messages to come through, allow the presence to be felt, and allow the guidance to be done. And communicate with them, honor them, because that's what they're there for. Listen to them when they're guiding you. Okay. But again, everything is a collective effort. So it's not just your spirit guides, it's also your soul. And at the end of the day, your soul needs to be in the driver's seat, but your soul and your spirit guides are never going to negate each other, because they're all working together. Your soul, your spirit guide, your because your soul is the one who contracted with these spirit guides. Like, please help me, because I know this ego over here is not going to let me do what I need to do. So I need you. I need you to assist me, because really that's what's happening, is the spirit guides are assisting the soul, and then through the ego, through the consciousness, because sometimes your soul can't get through properly because of the way that we are made up. So this is a message of hope as well, because when you are going through things, know that everything will be dropped in your path. And it's not that you don't have to do things, it's not that you don't have to work for things, because you do. You still have to take your actions, you still have to do what you can do. But know that once you've done everything that you can do, something will happen. And you've seen this before. Everyone who has been alive more than 20 years knows this. You will see things just happen for you. You will see things just happen for you when you are listening, when you are going down the right path. And the right path is whatever path you're being guided to. That's the right path for you. Not no one has the same right path as someone else, because we're all individuals, and we can't say, well, that's a right path, that's a wrong path. No. And that's why we don't judge other people's paths. And that's why the book of Rashida says, let them be on their path, because we all have different paths and we're all individual beings. We're all equally important and we're all equally powerful. And we are all have equal opportunity for impact on ourselves as well as the world and those around us, however big that impact is supposed to be. And no, just even if your impact is supposed to be on one person, never think that that is insignificant, because one person, your impact on one person can also change the entire world. Your impact on one person can change thousands of other people's lives. It really depends on what that is, but every your purpose, whatever purpose you have, and we have multiple purposes in life, but whatever purpose you have is important. And when you listen, when you go down the path, everything will open up for you. Everything that, and that we say that the universe responds to us, okay? And this illusionary reality, this video game responds to us, okay? We are tools that actually create in this game. So if you use that and if you allow those messages to come through and meet your soul contracts, you'll know it's a soul contract when you feel guided to do it. Just, I can't stress that enough. Simply listen. When you feel guided towards something, just do it. It doesn't matter what everyone else says. Doesn't matter what everyone else's opinions are. If you feel guided towards it, do it. And it'll never lead you wrong. Ever. Ever. Now, that doesn't mean that there won't be some bumps in the road. That doesn't mean life is perfect just because you're listening. No. But are you going to go down the road you're supposed to go down? Yes. And is that road going to lead you to great things? Absolutely. Absolutely. But there is no road that is without fault. Know that. There is no road without a single pebble in there. There is no road that doesn't have any anguish, any problems at all. Okay, so every road has problems. Every road has its own craters and uh, all kinds of stuff in the road. Okay, cracks and everything, and vines. Every road has something, because suffering and challenge is part of our human experience. Okay, but when I'm saying that you can limit your human suffering, that is simply through listening. So when you listen to your spirit guides, when you listen to your higher self, you listen to your soul, you listen to that that gut feeling, that intuition, then then you will go down, you will choose the road of least resistance, the least amount of pebbles, the least amount of cracks in the road, the least amount of potholes. Okay, that's the road you'll end up going down. And when you go down that road, things happen more smoothly, and there's so much treasure to be found on that road. Okay, so know that you are not alone. You are never ever ever alone. You have guides with you. You have yourself with you. But a lot of people, because of the human brain, we like to think that we like to uh, feel better when we have when there's something else besides besides ourselves. So know that there is something else. Okay, you have guides. You have lots of guides, and they're there to guide you. But are you listening? Is the question. And so I would love for you guys to start connecting with your spirit guides. Simply connect. Put your awareness, all you have to do is put your awareness behind you and communicate with them. You don't have to know their names, and you don't have to know what they look like, none of that. But the more you communicate, the more you'll feel their presence, and the more direct they can give you information and guide you. Because the more blockages you have, the harder it is for them to get through. I have healed many, many people and done many sessions with clients who, in the beginning, their spirit guides are just like, we're trying to get through. We can't get through. Keep on knocking, but you can't come in, kind of thing. And I'm like, okay. So I'm telling them, I'm like, you have some angry spirit. They're not really angry, but like you got some frustrated spirit guides because they've been trying to listen to you and you're just too hard headed and you're not getting in. They give you the message and you blow it off and you go down this road instead of this road, and they're trying to steer you, but it's like impossible. So I explain all that to them. And then I even give them examples. They told you this, you did this. They told you that, you did that. And they're like, how would you even know that? I'm like, because they're telling me. and then and they're like, okay, okay. So then I clear the debris, because there's a lot of debris where literally they're blocking as well. And sometimes they're not even getting the messages because they're blocking so much and they're so stubborn and hard-headed. So I have to clear that and then reconnect them, not reconnect them, but strengthen the connection between them and their spirit guides. And then the information starts to flow more easily. And then they're like, oh, okay, now I can feel the difference between and so, and then, I have to get them to start listening. And that's where hypnosis comes in. Okay, that's what we do around here. All right. So so then anyway, that's an example of like what happens with a lot of people, because I see it a lot. Like I see it a whole lot. So that's what happens with a lot of people. So don't be one of those people, please. Just simply listen, allow it in, be open for that information, and trust it. Trust it, because it will never lead you wrong. Your guides will never lead you wrong. And once you've connected with your guides more, you'll know the vibration of your guides. And like I said earlier, you'll know when they come and go. You'll know when a new guide has arrived. And you'll be like, oh, hey, what's up? What are you here for? Who are you? Because I get them all the time. Like I've had the same ones now for about a year, but they come and go. Maybe one will leave and another one will come. Maybe one will leave and nothing replaces it for a while, and then something else comes in. So it's all about divine timing and your journey. But know that you have everything that you need. You always have everything that you need, including the advice, the people, the guidance, the spirits, and yourself. Okay, always ready to guide you down the right path. So listen, and you will limit your suffering, and you will live a happier, healthier, and more abundant life. All right, that's all I have to say for today. So, with that being said, if you are new here, please subscribe, like, depending on what channel you're on, please follow, subscribe, like, whatever it is based on where you are. Yes, and make sure you share this with other people so that they're aware of all the wonderful information that the Cosmic Collective Consciousness is giving out to people. If you have someone that you know that is interested in this stuff, you have someone that you know that would really benefit from these messages, please forward this, please share the channel, the podcast, wherever you're listening to this or watching this, please share. And don't forget to go to mysticcircletv.com. All right. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys tomorrow on the channel Wisdom Circle. And I will say in the divine language, Zor Kumti, and I'll see you next time. Wait for the song.
I have everything I need. The universe provides. My higher self provides. I have everything I need. No need to fear. No need to worry. Abundance mindset. I have everything I need. Provides, my higher self provides. I have everything I need.